The idea I have in mind is that we hear these visionary statements quite often. There are a lot of people who will give you these grand ideas of the future. People who will run out of the woods yelling about the Holy Grail, so to speak. But what if we were to look at it from a different angle? Instead, go for a case study. Let's say that you've got a small company that would want to start contributing to a more sustainable future, a more accurate accounting to what is actually being done and what they're aiming for. Where could they start?
Interesting you should mention that, because that's the world that I've lived in for a while now, is working with small companies that have breakthrough innovation, things that really could solve the carbon problem, eliminate it. And I describe them as being in technology jail. That they have put all this creativity and all this time and money and effort into getting their idea to a point where they think they can make something of it. And if you look at their balance sheet and their financials, they look hopeless. There's no assets on their balance sheet because their assets are all intangible. Because they're not capitalizing their assets, their P&L, their income statement, where you take revenues minus costs and equal to profit, is weak. And so what we have done on several occasions is look at companies and say, well, listen, all right, you're in technology jail, got that. But what you are designing and building and creating is valuable, and it does qualify as an asset, oh, by the way, under international accounting standards, if you apply a normative lens. And so we will then go back and restate the financials, capitalizing the costs of development of the technology, the cost of development of various networks of value, and then we'll restate the financials. And for every dollar, euro, or pound that we capitalize, we increase profits. And so you get this effect of the restatement, where all of a sudden, where you had an empty balance sheet, you now have got a strengthened asset base, and therefore equity. And by doing that, you're increasing your profit dollar for dollar. And so the secret that's very practical, this is not visionary. This is actually very practical ways to get the technologies we need to create this new universe we want to populate. They're stuck in technology jail, and accounting is the key to unlocking them. So we've been able to finance these companies and grow them and really help them establish a momentum to a progressive future. But ironically, and many people don't realize just how important accounting is. Accounting tells the story of your value. And if you're habitually writing things off for tax purposes, oh, well, I really don't want to pay tax, that's fine. But then your underlying financial story doesn't match the business plan that you're presenting to people. And so getting that sorted, getting that so there's a complementarity there, is one of the keys to the normative revolution. We feel that it will identify the 80% of value that exists out there already. And lots of it is in small companies that are going to be revolutionary if we could get them out the door. But it's a matter of applying a normative accounting lens, and then you'll see the real business.
Fantastic. Specifically, where would a business want to start looking for resources on this?
Well, I think there's what we're working with various agencies. I mean, you can contact Rethinking Capital, and we'll give you whatever advice we have. And we do have a limited capacity to help companies. We're working with various accounting agencies around the world, starting with the CPA organization in Canada, get intangibles formally adopted inside their rules of GAAP, and so that will open the floodgates in Canada, anyways, so that if you are a startup company, if you have innovative ideas, you can get them recognized and financed in ways that don't cost you an arm and a leg, which venture capital does now. And so the nature of a global capital system is we do it in one place, it's going to get copied real quick. So we're hoping that this will translate across the world very rapidly, and that will trigger a massive revolution in technology in areas like energy and transportation and medical and various key areas where there's so much innovation locked up in technology jail that if we could spring the lock, storm the Bastille of technology, then we would really have something.